minutes, so you can keep on talking if you want to. Just
Don Sergio, buenos días.
Sorry? Sergio, Eduardo and Miguel Ángel, let me introduce you to, like, you can probably speak in Romanian, so, you know, but like, just to use the common language we have. Claudia and Sergio are the teachers, are two of the teachers in University of Arad in charge of the virtual exchange program.
Dona Claudia, don Sergio, bună ziua.
Bună ziua.
Bună ziua.
Hi, good morning.
Bună ziua,
îmi pare bine.
And then Juan has
Hello,
joined
everybody.
us. Juan is our Vice Director of Internationalization and Research. And I can see that the students are joining us little by little. I'll give them one more minute. So yeah, I think everyone is correct. I think we can start now.
Yeah.
So, well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the second session of this virtual exchange project joined by Juan. And first, Juan Martín, our Vice Director of Internationalization and Research, is going to address a few words to you all. So Juan, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Maru. Good morning.
Before, just a minute, Juan, before you start, I will advise everyone to close your mics, so you know the noise, it doesn't interfere, okay? Because there's everyone has like background noise. So if you can please close your mics all and then just open, you know, when it's your turn.
Okay, thank you, Maru. Good morning. Bună dimineața. Buenos días, students from both sides, professors and invited lecturers. My name is Juan Martín Hernández, and I am the Vice Chancellor of Internationalization and Research here at the University Miguel de Cervantes. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the second meeting of this Joined by Wine project. Joined by Wine took off last Friday with a top-class training session held by Maria Lopez from Bodegas Armentero. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce you to the new lecturers that will spend the next hour with us. They are both Spaniards, but they are joining us from Romania. Miguel Ángel Martínez Roland will open this training session. Miguel Ángel currently holds the position of Economic and Commercial Counselor of Spain in Romania, and he's based in Bucharest. He's a commercial technician and state economist, currently responsible for the Spanish commercial promotion in Romania. Previously, he had been advisory vocal in the General Directorate of Strategic Analysis and International Financial System of the Ministry of Economy and Competitiveness, among other distinguished positions. Following this opening intervention, Eduardo García del Amo will take the floor. Eduardo works as an expert advisor in the agri-food sector business between Romania and Spain for the IFEX commercial office in Bucharest. And I have also been informed that although she is not taking part in the training session, García Dueñas Vinuesa, the commercial attaché of the Economic and Commercial Office of the Embassy of Spain in Bucharest, is also joining us. Thank you very much, for the important role you have played to make this lecture happen. And also our gratitude to the IFEX Spain Export and Investments and to the Embassy of Spain in Bucharest for your support. Thanks to you, this is the size of the first run of this project. I am confident that you won't want to miss the second edition. So we will surely knock your door again next year. I am still trying to believe how lucky we are to count on the stunning lecturers that we have today and on the partners that are joining us along this journey. Miguel Ángel, Eduardo, and García, let me express on behalf of the Miguel de Cervantes European University and all the Joined by Wine team on both sides, our deepest gratitude for your selfless participation. We are aware of the complicated agendas you should have, and this multiplies the value of your presence. Students, I hope you can appreciate the uniqueness of this opportunity. Please pay us back. Pay us back with your illusion, your implication, and again, above all, with your enjoyment. Thank you very much. Mulțumesc foarte mult. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Juan, for these kind words. As you can see, we've been all really working on our Romanian this past week. We get to good morning and thank you for everything. Hopefully next session we'll be able to introduce more words into our discourse. So now Miguel Ángel, if you're ready, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. As Juan has introduced me already, I don't need to make a lot of presentations about myself. But I want to talk a little bit about ethics, about what we do and what we do for wines, also in general for Spanish companies, helping them going abroad, because going abroad for a company and exporting is not always easy. You need some support, and that's why the official sector, the state, needs sometimes to help with a guiding hand to the companies which want to go abroad, at least to have a first orientation to the work which they have to do, and also support them in various states of their adventure, going to another country and exporting, which is always good for the company, in this case a Spanish company. But the idea is also to train you, to all of you, on what you can do also when as Romanians, when you go to a winery or any company in the sector which has to export. So the IFEX, which is the Spanish Trade Promotion Institute, is a state agency which can do several things and actually does many things for companies, for Spanish companies. First of all, we can open markets to the companies by giving them services. That is, when they are interested in Romania, for example, what we do is we give them a first overview of the market, and we can give them a tailored approach to meeting the possible clients, distributors, importers, which can be the main partners which they can have to get to the market. So this is the first approach which we follow, which is called the personal. The personal. Sorry, I was without the mic. There were some problems. So we can give services to companies which are adapted to their circumstances and what they particularly need. But we also can give many services to companies which are like, first of all, we give a training, and we help our companies to have a certificates that they know that particular regions, the denominaciones de origen, which are the regional certificates or trademarks for the different wine regions, which have quality requirements, and knowing in depth about those regions and about those wines is something that is important, and that the regions are the ones who give this training. But we help companies and importers also to know these characteristics through training. We also help in the major wine fairs, which are especially in Spain. We help in contacting the persons who are interested in Romania in attending those main meetings in Spain, in which they can get to know these Spanish wines and these Spanish products which are there. Finally, we also give promotional material, and we do some promotion actions. One of them, which is horizontal and which helps most people know about and understand about Spanish wines, is the website which is called Foods and Wines from Spain. It's if you click foodswinesfromspain.com, you can find a wealth of information about Spanish wines, about the different regions, about the quality of the products, and it's a very worthwhile web for you to check, because you can learn a lot about Spanish wines from that page. This page is supported by both the Spanish Trade Promotion Agency, which is us, IFEX, and the sector, the different participants in the Spanish wine sector, which are the ones who really supply the backbone of the information. Finally, I'd like to touch on a small perspective on why Spain is a reference internationally for wine. We are the third world producer in terms of value, behind Italy and France. So we are the top three, and in terms of volume, we are the first exporter and producer in volume. And some segments which are especially dynamic, like for example, bio wine or Spain is the first producer of those especially dynamic areas of the market in which there is a potential to grow a lot in the next years. In the past, we were exporting a lot of wine which was not processed, and the more the years have passed, the more we have crept into more sophisticated, more quality wines, and at the present we are at the top of the quality ladder, and that is thanks to a very, very big investment of the wineries, a passion for wine, which is very present in the Spanish society and in entrepreneurs, and this development I think can be of use for Romanians, which also can enjoy our wines just as those who are present here in Romania. We enjoy the very good wines which Romania has too. So thank you very much, and I will give the floor to the best specialist on Spanish wines, which lives in Romania, which is Eduardo García.
Okay. Buenos días España. Thank you very much, Miguel Ángel, for that words. Yes, good morning, Spain. Bună ziua, Romania. Arad. Well, first thing, thank you very much for your invitation and your time. I mean, your time is money, and your patience. And why your patience? Because you will find out I've been speaking only Romanian and Spanish for the last 15 years. So I will not find the words in English, all the words in English to explain what I want to talk. So I will probably mix up Spanish, Romanian, and English all the time. So if you cannot understand something, just open the micro and say, okay, please repeat it again. If you want to ask something, do it. I mean, briefly, anytime. I mean, don't wait till the end of this micro speech, please. Okay, so feel free to open the micro anytime, right? Because if you don't open the micro, I will ask you things. So better the other way around, okay? Secondly, I don't have any script because I don't really have the time to prepare this thing. That will be good because we will not talk about figures. I think that if we open Google, we can find all the figures in 2 minutes. So we don't need to lose the time talking about volumes, money. And I try to be concentrate on my experience in Romania, not only in the wine sector, maybe in distribution, because at the end of the day, okay, to drink the wine, there's a long chain from the producer to a table, and I think that way is the makes the wine perfect or not. About me, quickly, I've been in Romania since 2005 with different projects, all of them in distribution, or consulting or distribution. At the moment, I'm partnered in a consultancy company, mostly for Spanish companies that wants to develop their businesses in Spain. And the co-managing partner in CUVEEO Food and Beverage. It's we love to say that it's a boutique company representing wineries, Spanish wineries in Romania. We do not consider a company importer because we do more things than important things. Important things means only to buy something, to pay logistics, and to have a deposit. No, we consider the company, we are storytellers, and I'll tell you why. We represent 26 wineries from all the key DOs in Spain. From Tierra Castilla y León, we represent names as Mata Romera, as Bodegas Neo, Vivaltus from Grupo Illera, Dominio Atauta, Legaris, Emilio Moro, Cepa 21, Valdelos Frailes, Bodegas Naya, Tierras, hablaba ayer con vosotras, que conocéis algunos de ellos, Bodegas y Viñedos Zenit y Teso la Monja, por ejemplo. Entonces, what we do from the very beginning when we start this project, we didn't try to buy labels or wines. We try to find people with special projects. Why? Because we have thousands and thousands of different labels in Spain. So we try to be different, and we identify people doing special things for hundreds of years, most of the times. I want to share with you one small thing before we start talking about wines in Romania and Spain. I want to share with you a small clip with one of our wineries from Toro, de Toro, one of the key ones in Tierra Castilla y León. It's only 2 minutes for you to understand what we need to find and what we love to do. Okay, it's only 2 minutes. I hope you will like it. On the files. I can drop something like here. Cristina, ¿me puedes decir dónde te puedo hacer un drop directamente en algún sitio? Okay. That's okay?
Yes, perfect. We can see it.
Okay. Okay, why I share with you this? Transmits passion, right? I think one of the things that transmits is passion, because you can, those guys, this familia Eguren, they make wines for 100 years, and they make, this is a certain thing. I mean, they make some of the best wines in the world, but they transmit passion, and that's the thing that we try to find in the very beginning of our company. I'll tell you how we start and what are we doing now, for you to understand what means wines from in Spain and what should be wine also in Romania. We started in 2012. That was some years ago. It was a very difficult period, because this was the after the Great Recession, 2008, 9, 10, and we were paying all the consequences in that years. And then we try to make the typical matrix FODA.
I think Eduardo is having some internet issues, it seems like. Eduardo, I don't know if you can hear, no sé si me puedes oír, se ha quedado...
Ah, okay. ¿En dónde me he quedado?
Well, like 20 seconds ago, like it hasn't been that far.
Okay.
Just like la imagen se ha quedado como congelada y te hemos perdido el sonido, unos segundos solo.
Very sorry. Then I go back a little bit. Really, when we started in 2012, it was immediately after the Great Recession, 2008, 9, 10, and we were paying all the consequences of that recession. We were going out from our last project in Romania, and that was not the best one. Absolutely, we really failed completely with a distribution project in optics, not wines. So we were incident with the medium class in that moment in Romania was completely destroyed after that period. The expectations, I think that they were almost zero. Medium salary, I mean, it was nothing. But we have other things. What we have a warehouse. I mean, we have a warehouse in the micro team, well trained. We had knowledge about the market. That was the best capital of this company. I mean, the knowledge we have in distribution and about the country and the institutions that you need to say. I mean, you really need to be in parallel with them. We were. That exists a consistent community of Spanish people living and working in Romania. We have a consistent population. I mean, Romanian citizens flying, coming back, are going to Spain, working in Spain, and coming back at that moment. Coming back in Romania with the experience of Spain, trying to open new businesses, most of them with success, or came back to work representing Spanish companies as the delegados or GMs. But we did not have Spanish products. In that time, in 2012, there were I can remember one single distributor, I mean, Romanian distributor, dealing with Spanish wines with a real portfolio. And that portfolio was composed of all the labels of one single group, winery group in Spain from Catalonia. So we saw that, we saw like a opportunity. I mean, opportunity to do things with some money, because you need money. I mean, don't forget that if you want to start something, you need to have some money. You need to have support. I don't believe in projects without money. So every time you think, I mean, just put in that you will need some money to start. Your money, others' money, bank money, but you need to have access to that. If not, only with ideas is very, 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 very hard. So what we did, we start trying to find people as those that I saw you in that film, in that mini clip, people with global companies, with experience, international experience, that could understand exactly what we need. They know perfectly what they want, in which you can, with only one conversation of 30 minutes, you can start this whole relation that will keep, if both parts are okay, that will remain along the years. We start with one winery from I mean, your plebin for your dear VT, that was Bodegas Neo from Ribera del Duero, small winery with 4 associates, friends, that start, both of them and 3 of them sell a bicycle, a motorbike, and apartment, and they start with this fantastic winery from Ribera del Duero. And what we did, no, it was very hard in that moment, because that part of the money, I mean, we sold, I sell myself one motorbike, one Harley. I had one Harley in Spain, the thing that remains. And we sell a couple of things to buy the first pallet of wine. That was 2012. We did it, and we were proud of that. We select from that partners. I mean, we try to find in every DO, key DO in Spain, one partner. Why? We try to find diversity. I told you before, I mean, there were only one company in Romania dealing with wines, with labels only from Catalonia in that moment. So we go the other way around and we try to find diversity. We select one partner from Ribera del Duero, one from Rioja, one from Tierra de Castilla-La Mancha, one from Extremadura, and we try to cover, and we cover in these 7-8 years of company, we try to cover the whole Spain with the idea to be the referent for Spanish wines in Romania. I mean, the idea, okay, we do not represent one winery, we are the Spanish wines in Romania. That was our strategy. I mean, we are specialists because we really believe in this. I think that the world, this is the way now. I mean, we need to be specialists in something. So we start with Spanish wines, and then we open a little bit the concept and we say, okay, we deal with wines with a Spanish accent. Why? Once we have the portfolio with Spanish wines, we need to open a little bit more that space to be strong. And to be strong, we say, okay, it makes sense to go on this line of Spanish. We are Spanish people, we speak Spanish. We try to communicate in Romanian. That was our key, I mean, your key thing. We could communicate at that time in Romanian. We make that effort to try to learn your language. I mean, we try to make those language. We were still trying to speak Romanian because your grammatica. I mean, I think that you do it, but not to learn. This is the worst thing in the world. But we love at that moment. We feel that it was the most important thing to communicate with your customers in their own language. So we cover that with all that wines. We start with Argentina a little bit, just a little bit. One winery from Argentina, one winery from Chile, and one winery from Uruguay, and that's it. Why? Because we are specialists. So we try to sell independence as consultants. We have our own portfolio. When we make a menu in a hotel, when we have an event with people, we try to sell independence. That means we don't have, for example, one single Tempranillo and one single Verdejo. We have 90 Tempranillos, 25 Verdejo. Why? Because if you have only one, you need to say that it's the best all the time, and it is not the truth. You need to have a little bit of diversity in the specialty to have some diversity. So why? Because un Tempranillo es un Verdejo that is fresh and fruity, por ejemplo, that Verdejo. Okay? Y este un soy, por nombre en Ramona. It's a variety, it's a typical Spanish variety from La De or Rueda, Castilla León. Could be citric or tropical. So if you have only one, and you're gonna have one and the other. So that was the second secret, diversity, but in specialty. It was hard because we need more labels. I mean, you need to take labels all the time and more labels to complete that portfolio, 400, almost 500 labels. That means on stock in immense, that you need to take care of them and rotate the stock every time. This is the economy, and this is my partner, it's Cortina Sherwood, that she's not today with me. I'm at home. Again, today I'm working from home due to this COVID situation. So don't be scared. It appears one cat, that is Luna. I'm one fantastic mini cat that should be around and should appear anytime. So don't be scared. This Cortina Sherwood is my partner, and she's the one in charge of logistics and proactive financial stuff. So I have that support, and I can be concentrate on buying and constructing relations with the furniture suppliers, and the customers. Another important thing, as far as we know that in 2012, I mean, people was, Romania in general, it was not ready for wines because all people making wines at home, that's a kind of wine. We were drinking beer all the time. The old tradition of wine. I mean, after you know better, maybe Sergio, Claudia. I mean, the communist period. I mean, something happens. I mean, there was a ruptura. So we were not ready for real quality wines. So beside this part of importers, we need to be storytellers. I mean, we need to transmit that passion to the people here. Show them, okay, with the people making things for 100 years. And for you to feel every time that you open a bottle and you pay 1 leu more, maybe, or not, maybe 1 leu more, why you are investing 1 more leu for this bottle. And that passion, I mean, you need to feel it. You need to feel it. If not, I mean, you're losing your time. You can drink beer, you can drink wine, you can drink even water, because you feel nothing. Feel like only a product. And the bottle of wine is not only a product. The experience for hundreds of years. Vines, we have produced with vines with more than 180 years. Trees, I mean, they are not vines, they are phylloxeric vines, they are almost trees. So you need to feel this, and you need to know what you drink. To talk to others. I mean, that was the base. I mean, we present something, we try to present something nicely for those guys to explain something to others. And that's the way we go step by step, developing this small company. Another important thing, I'm very sure I'll tell you, I don't have a script. So I'm just bringing some ideas that could be useful for you once you want to start something, once you need to deal with producers or with the customers. We established one thing from the very beginning, policy of fair prices. In 2012, if you try to buy a bottle of Spanish wine in Romania, it was better to take a plane, I mean, private jet, to go to Spain to drink it there and come back, and you save money, because the bottles were very, the prices were super high. So we did, and again, the other way around. Okay, why don't we have fair prices all the time? Maybe you can find one bottle cheaper tomorrow in one site online, but in the medium and long term, we are all time cheaper. We demonstrate that to the two exclusive restaurants with Spanish food in Bucharest, because we are settled in Bucharest, we are based in Bucharest, and there were only 2 restaurants. There are only 2 restaurants today, and they were making their own import. So first thing we need to talk with them, and we talk with them, is, guys, we can do it better. I mean, why don't you concentrate on your business, which is selling food, making food correctly, and representing Spain in this site of gastronomia, and let us to make that import for you. So we established this policy of fair prices. Our producers, our producers know which is our prices in Romania. Our customers can call to the wineries to ask which is the cost price. So we are one thing in contability, we say deep diving. I mean, everyone in these lands knows which is the price of the things. So we have cost price, we have logistics price, we have labeling, we have X things, and then the final price with an allowance commercial. But that was the secret. I mean, everyone knows how much money is making fiecare of us. Okay. And then customer service. That's terrible, because we are terrible. When we spend 1 leu, we need to receive 10. We need to feel that we receive 10. So that part of customer service, that has been a cauchemar terrible since 2012. We are trying to adapt the legislation to what happens really, because I mean, there are 2 ways, one parallel. I mean, the only parallel. but that's it. I mean, once you assume that you're in distribution, I mean, both in distribution, your customer service is one of the secrets. You need to be close to perfection. And more in this kind of business in which every bottle counts. I mean, we are not selling rice, or we are not selling water. I mean, for us, every bottle counts, every customer counts. Okay? Any other questions? Here we are. Here, that is here, and here we are, and here we are after 11 years in this COVID era, in which you know better than me that Horeca is completely destroyed. I mean, not only Romania, destroyed all over in the world. We were just starting with Horeca. Gândiți-vă, and gândiți-vă că este Romania, I think, is the only country saying Horeca. We don't have hospitality. It was the domain hospitality that a dispărut complet. Now we have Horeca, care este hotel, restaurant, și cafeteria, and we are trying to go back in time and to show to the people that we need to serve people. We do not serve products, product. We serve people. A lawyer serve documents. We serve products to people. In this COVID era, I mean, did not help at all, because look, this thing that should be in a table all together, drinking one glass of wine, we are doing it, I mean, using this instrument. It's perfect that it exists. I mean, it's not the perfect way. So with no Horeca, with the retail, I mean, the big retail leading the situation, establishing prices, conditions. Again, that's a problem. That is the way it is. I mean, not only Romania, all over. Romania is producing wines. That's perfect. I mean, this is positive. We produce wines, 15 Europe, 16 Europe, I don't know. Volumes what they are, 100 to 200,000 hectares. That's a point for importers, because hey, we have the competitors. We are competing also with Romania because of the money. We don't have enough money to do everything. That's not only here, it's all over. I mean, we have 100 euro in Spain or Romania. With 100 euro, we need to pay water, food, theater, restaurant, caldura, și întreținere. So Romania, we are in the right way. I mean, we are doing things in the right way now. We start having nice wines, mostly white wines. I mean, this is my point of view. I mean, this is absolutely, Eduardo García is saying this shouldn't be the truth. But if I think professional, and I take the wines that we are making here, they are much better comparing these wines with those of 10 years ago. Much better. Basically, the wines, we need time for the reds, because you need experience. And one thing that, even if you have the experience, you cannot pay. We need old vines. We had that. And Romania had in the past very old vines, but in that period we talk about, we take all that old vines that were not producing as much as it was necessary, or as much as we consider that it was necessary at that time, and that's it. I mean, now we need time. We are producing wines with vines of 4, 5, 10, 15 years maximum. There are some plots with old vines, but now we have very young vines. And if you want me to make a comparație, between a man and the vine, una planta, you cannot make. You have a small child, 4-year one. I mean, can run 20 meters very quickly, but then nothing. I mean, it's just 20 meters very quickly. A guy with 40 can go, you know, not with that, nu cu atâta viteză, dar alergă mult mai mult. Same thing with the vines. Okay, a young one, you can use all the lime you want. You can use barricuri. Ce mai bun barric cu stejar francezesc din lume, but with young vines. I mean, you cannot have precious wines. I mean, it's not because we don't know how to do it. We need that kind of vines, and that will happen in time. ¿Qué más cosas? Problems we have, advantages, we are learning together. I hate people saying that Romania, everything is wrong, because it's not the truth. When I met colleagues, straying, saying that Romania, I mean, nothing is good. Okay, we are not trees. I mean, if you don't like it, I mean, you can go another part. So this is not everything negative. We are learning together. We have pământul este superb. Not only for wines, but in some agricultura. And this is a reality. I mean, we wonder if in Spain we have half of the pământ that you have in Romania. The euro, leu, I mean the scheme valutar does not help, because when we sell the wines and we need to wait 30 days, 15 days, 2 months to recover money, and then we need to pay back to the wineries. I mean, 3, 4 months, 5 months means lots of money in terms of scheme valutar. And do you know what is helping from the previous strategy we have, which is the thing that when there have been the most, that fair prices. Due to the fact that we had fair prices all the time, we are resisting now. Because I think that you drink wine. I mean, we suppose that we all drink some wine. The prices, if you think the price of the Romanian wines 10 years ago and the prices now, they're almost triple. I mean, triple. Until the COVID era, because now we have discounts of 50% all over. So that means that 10 years ago, there were not fair prices, not even 7, not even 6, not even 4. Now, there are fair prices. I mean, that's 50%. I mean, if they can make 50% and they still making money, it means that the fair price, we are reaching the moment of the fair prices, with all the problems that you like. Fair prices. I mean, this is the future in everything you make. Arată o chestie în română. Despre acest program care am citit materialul, mi se pare super interesant. Eu ce îmi doresc este la un moment dat să puteți să veniți unii aici în România să vedeți un pic ce se întâmplă. Adică mulți, nu știu, vorbesc cu oameni și habar n-au unde este România, mulți în Spania, suntem niște țărani, între ghilimele, și habar n-avem unde este România și ce înseamnă România. Atunci eu îmi doresc foarte tare să voi, spanioli, să veniți în România să vedeți un pic ce se întâmplă pe aici. Calitatea oamenilor, calitatea solului și invers, să mergeți voi de aici în Spania, să simțiți un pic ce înseamnă pasiune, această pasiune cu care producătorii noștri fac chestii și cu care noi încercăm să vindem aceste produse în România. Și cam atâta. Acum, orice întrebare, please, I mean, any question, things, because I speak 30 minutes about nothing, about only what happened with my life. Oh, stai. Can you hear me? Hola. Can you hear me?
It's okay. We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So please ask everything you want, because I will try just to transmit my experience over the last 12 years of wine distribution. That please feel free to ask anything.
Okay. Thank you, Eduardo, very much for your brilliant speech. It has been a pleasure that you share with all of us your knowledge about wine market between Romania and Spain and all these possibilities in the future. And now students and teachers who want to ask you anything, please, you have the opportunity. Any question? Okay, I will start. I will start myself by asking you which are the main characteristics of wine consumer in Romania? I mean, preferences, what do they like more? Red wine, white wine, rosé, average of age in the consumption, young people, middle age, something like this.
Okay.
And another question, which is your favorite Romanian wine?
Okay. About wines, rosé is international. I mean, it's moda, it's fashion, it's trend, international. I don't really like rosé. It's fashion, it's trendy. All in every terrace, you can find people with rosé in their glasses. Consumer of whites is basic in Romania. We sell more whites than reds. Because we were used to volume. I mean, and with the one thing that's funny is that it calls spritz. That it's okay. It sounds terrible. But it's very funny, and then you can stay drinking with your friends hours. I mean, you take one bottle of sparkling water, a bottle of white wine, fresh and fruity, and put it all together. So when once the first time I saw that, I was like, fuck, what's going on? But I was making a joke with one of the key producers in Spain about this, and this man, 80 now he's 84, 85, is one of the key figures in the. He's from Valladolid, from Rueda, you know, Don Jesús Higuera. Yeah. Tell me, Eduardo, it doesn't matter. I mean, one of the things they drink wine. I mean, you need to appreciate the product. If people love it like that, I mean, leave them. Some of them will try it sec without water. Some of them, but I mean, this is the way you do it in Romania. That's perfect. I mean, I don't love to drive. I love to drive one kind of cars. That means that I'm not a good driver. No, I love that cars. So I'll use this car to do something that is not exactly un sub. I mean, I made with sub with Clean Bucharest, and that's for the mountain. The whites, I think. My favorite young people. Well, this rosé and this white, and this is the way to go from the beer world into the wine world. I mean, it's very difficult to start drinking reds. Maybe this is the best way to go there. I mean, to adapt your beer world and go to the wine world. And my preferred, I don't have any. I don't like to talk. I love to talk about Romanian wines. I'm proud to be the ambassador of the Romanian wines for Spain. But I do prefer not to talk about wineries or wines. I prefer to talk about varieties. Why? At the end of the day, who's the producer? Which is the label? Oh, it's okay, but they are now after 10 years. We don't know what's going to happen with them. I prefer to say I love Feteasca Negra. That's the typical variety for red wines in Romania. I like the history of Negru Dragașan, Sau Novac, how they did this thing in one institute in Dragașan. Whites, I love Tamayosa. Tamayosa Romanesque este un super variety that could be she fresh, could be oaky. Feteasca Alba, Feteasca Regala. Sunt multe chestii. And I'm all time, and I have lots of friends in Romania and lots of not friends, because I'm trying all time to say, guys, you producing guys, why do you produce Merlot if you can produce Feteasca Negra? I mean, this is Romania, and when you go out and you make export, you need to sell Romania, not France. And now this again, after some years of Cabernet, everyone was producing Cabernet, Merlot, and other things. Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay. Now we start having wineries, the small ones, producing those autochthon varieties. That means, I mean, that expresses that what Romania is effectively. So take that name. Everything you find with Feteasca Negra should be okay. And white Tamayosa, Feteasca, Alba Regala, lots. I can make myself a question, and I will answer. I mean, yes, I'm going to ask me a question, and I will answer my question. How many labels I taste during a year? Between 2,000 and 2,500.
Wow.
That does not mean that I'm an expert. Only means that I'm vetif. I love to drink. That's all the thing. But yes, we taste between 2,000 and 3,000 a year. Spanish, mostly Spanish and Romanian wines. More questions, Flavia.
În primul rând mi-a plăcut tare mult prezentarea dumneavoastră și mă bucur că ați ales România când am văzut un videoclip cu dumneavoastră și întotdeauna m-am întrebat de ce România, pentru că eu am fost în Spania și cineva nu a vorbit atât de frumos despre România și știu exact cum suntem văzuți. Și am fost foarte curioasă să vă întreb totuși de ce, adică de ce noi? De ce chiar noi? Și într-adevăr aveți dreptate, nu că sunt din România și vreau să mă laud sau așa mai departe, dar chiar avem o țară foarte frumoasă și solul și tot exact ce ați zis, pământul fertil și zona, clima și așa mai departe. Și într-adevăr sunt mândră de ceea ce putem noi face și mă bucur enorm de mult că totuși ați ales România.
Uite, mersi. Nu știu ce, probabil ai văzut un clip pe acolo, nu știu, ceva, habar n-am, dar pot să spun direct de ce. Că și eu primesc această întrebare din când. Eu am trăit în 9 țari. Din Spania am plecat în Anglia, Franța, Hispanoamerica și după aia direct din Cuba. Am fost o perioadă lungă în Cuba cu serviciu și am venit direct de la 40 de grade în Havana, Cuba, la minus 20 de grade în luna octombrie în București, noiembrie, București 2005. La început a fost din două motive. Unul, noi as consultants, noi căutam firme, noi cumpăram firme, refăceam firmele și le vindeam mai departe. Și atunci era un moment, din punct de vedere economic, era un moment pre-Uniunea Europeană care era perfect pentru așa ceva. Mai era o chestie personală. Ai mei, tata și cu mama, tata a murit acum câțiva ani, dar deja aveau o vârstă și eu fiind plecat departe, practic o viață întreagă. Sud-America era prea departe, România era destul de aproape, pe Europa este nimic, înseamnă cu 3 ore cu avion, știi, ai ajuns, dar te-ai superat pe soțul sau pe iubitul, ai plecat în Spania și nu mai stai de tine, în 3 ore ești pe malul mare. Atunci și asta a fost un motiv. Era destul de aproape la nivel psihologic pentru ei mei. Și după aceea din casa oamenilor. Eu am un grup de prieteni, zic tot timpul. Eu am un grup de prieteni de când eram mic la școală. Am avut o școală destul de dură în Spania și atunci am un grup de prieteni consistent, dar un grup de prieteni la fel de consistent în România, în care, zic, 90% sunt romani. Eu ok, cunosc pe toată lumea ne cunoaște că suntem de mult, dar practic prietenii mei de day by day și cei care au chei de la mine de acasă și care răspund la telefon la orice oră, vorbim de 2 oameni spanioli, 3 spanioli și restul sunt romani. Păi de ce nu? Chiar nu văd niciun motiv să nu fiu aici, mă simt bine. Dar zic, eu nu sunt un copac și asta am considerat toată viața, de asta probabil m-am mișcat prea mult. Dar, sorry. I start in Romanian, so I'm very sorry.
Don't worry. Then you can briefly.
Sorry. Okay. As I told you, I'm not a tree. So if I'm here, it means that I want to be. Because of you, because of my job, I feel good. That's it.
And I was very impressed that you chose Romania or the France or England or something like that, or Germany, even Germany, that are beautiful countries, and you chose Romania, and I'm glad.
Okay. I mean, nothing is perfect. I mean,
I know.
no exista. That nothing is perfect. Neither Spain. You can love your country, but we need to be objective, and we need to understand that there are things okay, things are okay, and things that are not. But once you put all the things in the balance, Romania es P+. Romania, it's okay.
Glad to hear
Gracias
that.
por la pregunta.
Okay. More questions?
Yes, thank you, Eduardo, for your nice words about Romania and about Romanian wines. And I'm glad to hear that you like Vitesta Neagră and Tămâiasa Românească. And I think in our wine regions, they start about 15 years to cultivate the old and the traditional wine grapes, and also continue that. They make actually since I don't know 10, 12 years they started to make again good wines, and that's because even in our city and in a lot of cities, a lot of wine producers start to join with Horeca, as you say, and make tasting wines night evenings with combined tasting wine with gastronomy, and they are very, very successful. Even in our region, they come from Dobroja or from Moldavia, and they have restaurants here, and they have evening presents our their wines. And I think it's a very interesting idea. Maybe your company could make something like that. It's some few restaurants, and that the Romanian consumption to know and to join Spanish wine.
Yes, definitely. I mean, this is the correct way. That was the part with storytellers. For example, not last year because of the COVID, but in 2019, we talk about this. We have we make 67 events in 1 year. That means almost one every 3 days. We love to that. I mean, this is my job. My job is that part. I mean, the part I love the most. We have lots of events, not only with wine. We make it with wine and food. We have a partner for this. We work with a very good friend, a very good professional, that is Adrian Horan. Este un șef bucătar născut din nordul României, care după a trecut prin Cluj, pe acum este la București. Este pe lângă, it's one of the best professionals I met in my life, and one of the best persons I met in my life. And he helps a lot. I mean, he helps me a lot to understand that wine and food are basically the same thing. I mean, kind of things that should go together. You cannot have a complete experience only drinking wine if you don't eat something. Because once you eat something, you talk with friends. When we say with friends, I mean, you multiply. I mean, your experience. That's the way. I mean, that's that's why we make this. We are in that group of Rioja, the example of Rioja wine educator, because you need to explain to the people what is going to feel, and you need to interact with them. So this is exactly the way. You are completely right. This is completely the way.
And if the Spanish people know and or drink Romanian wine, maybe you can tell us what are the preferences of the Spanish regarding the Romanian wines.
We are not really selling a lot in Spain. Why? Because of the prices. Pricing, it's a problem. Romania is a very sensitive country regarding prices, but also Spain. Why? Because we are super producers. So we cannot, the challenge with Spanish wines is very, very difficult because of the price. Not only because of the quality, because we also have, I tell you, more in whites than in reds, but we have the acidity, we have the varieties, so we can compete all over, but not with prices. We are too expensive. Face to, yeah, we have places from France. We cannot face Argentina, Chile, Spain, Italy, even Greece with our prices. But when we make events in Spain with sommelier in Madrid, sommelier in Canarias, I mentioned in Valladolid, they appreciate a lot this thing. I mean, grapes from Romania, basically fetească, asta tamaia să fetească, cupajele simpatice, and that's the way. Okay, we want to sell expensive. We need to make great wines. We need to make great wines. We need to wait a little bit to have that kind of wines, and then we will succeed. But you need to have money to wait. And I don't know if we have that money, because we look what happened after 1.5 years of COVID. Some of the wineries that are, they don't know how to do. But yeah, we need to go directly to the consumer. If you go only to Horeca, and you don't have that wall in which the big producers, big distributors come with money, giving thousands, hundreds of money, only to have in the menu the labels, and we cannot compete with that because we don't have that budget. So we need to go through that Horeca, and we need to reach the final consumer through wine clubs, through wine bars, through restaurants specialized in this kind of events. And this is the way we do it. I mean, that's the way we try to do the things.
Okay, thank you.
A usted.
Mulțumesc.
No, es de hecho. Mark, fix. Sergio. Ce bei în mod normal? Ce-ți place?
Bună ziua, Eduardo.
Bună ziua.
Eu aș avea o singură întrebare și foarte scurtă. În toată activitatea ta, ai întâlnit un soi de vin care, în urma consumului, să-ți dea dureri de cap?
Nu soiul da durere de cap. Durere de cap da două chestii. Unul, că bei prea mult. Și atunci se simte. Și e o scuză perfectă. Spune, nu știu ce am băut, dar nu m-a picat bine. Nu m-a picat bine a patra sticlă. Și nu este soiul, că problema este ceva organic care durere de cap nu vine tot din el, că nu a fost tratat corespunzător sau există un rezidual de saharuri, un rezidual de sahar care este prea mare și a doua zi ne bulverează un pic. Sau am adăugat niște produse sau obținem o culoare sau să acoperim niște defecte. E cu totul altceva. Dar soiul în sine nu are ce să fie rost, că e ceva absolut natural, nu?
Da, da.
Cum este tratat. Uite, eu, de exemplu, dacă vorbesc puțin, nu vă doare capul. Dacă stau prea mult și vorbesc prea mult, cu siguranță o să vă doare capul o săptămână.
Da, da. Așa e. Mulțumesc frumos.
Nu aveți de ce.
Okay, more questions, guys? In Spanish, in Romanian, in English? Do you have more questions? Come on, Spanish students, please. Do you find, Eduardo, any parallelism between the explosion of old vines in Ribera del Duero and in Romania? Do you think in the future will be a good marketing decision?
Would be the best marketing. Look at that video clip. We have vines for more than 100 years. I mean, this is a legacy. And from that, we can make that wines. you talk with you know, for example, Marco Seguren is the one of the key co-owner with the father and the brother, and the one of the best enologists in the world. He says all the time, okay, I need to be a fool not to make good wines with this. I mean, it's not, it's like you have the materia prima, you have the perfect materia prima. Is the starting point. The rest, okay, okay. If you want to be perfect and you want to have a wine with 100 points, these are other things that we can talk years with these points and with these hours. But okay, you need to be perfect all the way, starting from there, starting from how can you cum ingrigești vița de vie, de acolo pornește ingrigirea plantei în sine. See, the whole process until you take it and then you open the bottle and you drink it. If you want to be perfect, you need to be perfect in every second, every moment. One single wow, ai stricat orice, because we deal with organic things, and you have all the experience in that. I mean, something that you can help, you can try to repair, but we do organic things. So there are things that you cannot repair. You need to throw 100,000 of liters or 20,000 liters if you don't make something correctly. There's vines, all vines, the perfect thing.
And which percentage of Spanish wine is now in the restaurants card or menu, more or less? Do you find which percentage of Spanish wine is now in the restaurant's menu card or wine card?
Dime en español qué quieres exactamente.
¿Qué presencia tiene el vino español en la carta?
Okay. We in 2012 there was zero completely. I mean, zero. One wine in. Now we have, okay, first time we have the Spanish restaurants. We now have only Spanish wines. We are the customers, we are the consultants, and they're doing quite well because they have also, I mean, the part of gastronomy. I mean, they're right specialists. With one restaurant, a new one in Iași. A couple, ea este românca, ea este from Romania, el este spaniol, bucătar. They have opened 1.5 years ago a nice, cool restaurant in Iași. So there are the three Spanish restaurants in Romania. I think that, I don't know if there's another one, that those three I know. Then we start having that part between Romania, France, Italy, South America. Now we have that small part with 3, 4, 5 wines in almost all the key restaurants. If we are not, that means that menu, it's in hands of one big distributor bringing some money just to have only their own wines. This is the reality. I tell you that I'm going to say no, that is. We start having a couple of Spanish wines all over. We are proud of that. We're really proud of that.
More questions for Eduardo?
Okay, anyway, if Ana, Carmen, Cristina, și Carmen au adresa mea de mail. I mean, they have my email address. If you want to send something, to ask something, not now, I mean, after 3 months, please feel free to contact and to ask. If you go, if you have drum, dacă aveți drum prin București, exact la fel, degustăm împreună un pahar de vin.
Thank you. The students answered some questions, and I suppose they will need some help in the future. So it's a pleasure.
Please feel free to contact. Okay. Then thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hi, morning. I have one question.
Pablo.
Do you think the appellation of origin truly gives some value to the wine? And if so, do you think it should remain the same in the future?
Very good question. Yes. Okay. I can. Let's start with Romania. If it is important in Romania. When we start, that is a very big question, and it's a question that we think when we start in 2012. In 2012, in Romania, when you say tempranillo, the consumer didn't know that it was a DO, that it was a variety, that it was a country. That the idea that nobody, only a few people know that that was a variety and not on DO. So we say, okay, which is the best well-known DO in Spain? Now it's Rioja, it's maybe the second most valued DO in the world. I say, okay, we start saying Spain is more than Rioja. So that was our strategy in 12, that was in 2012. That was the idea. Okay, we have all the DOs, but Spain is not only Rioja. Now, so we obtain, now we have that benefit when we say Spanish wines. Okay, Rioja is important, Ribera del Duero is important, Priorat is important, Rías Baixas is important, Rueda. But afterwards, I mean, we have one market in which Spanish wines are Spanish wines. We create this for the, and we Selecciona CUVEEO, we create this for this country, trying to present the whole package of Spanish wines. Okay, that happens in Romania. If we talk about other countries, yes, I think it's important. I mean, for the time being, it's important. It's important the money that some of the DOs bring into the market to maintain this situation. The exactly the same thing that happens with when it was Reserva, Gran Reserva, Crianza, Roble, etc. I think it will happen with the DOs. For example, we have, you know perfectly, the category of vino de autor with a label, let's say with green label in Rioja. Okay, it's the label of fresh wine, but it's expensive wines that espera, te lo voy a decir en español, perdóname, pero es en español y luego voy a decir en rumano. I'm going to say this in Spanish and then in Romania. It will be easy for me. Igual que se ha conseguido que el productor saque un concepto de vino de autor, ¿vale? Fuera de las contraetiquetas de Reserva, Rioja, o sea, perdón, Reserva, Crianza, Gran Reserva, etcétera, y darle valor. Creo que puede pasar lo mismo con las DOs. Es decir, la gente ya empieza a buscar, en países que tienen conocimiento de vino, la gente empieza a buscar vinos concretos y proyectos concretos, no necesariamente DOs. ¿Vale? Lo que pasa es que es una categoría todavía muy pequeña. O sea, pienso que todavía sigue siendo importante, sobre todo a efectos de el control de calidad y la imagen global que puede dar una DO. ¿Vale? Que luego ya haya gente con capacidad suficiente para entender que se pueden hacer vinos fuera de una DO, que sigan respetando unas normas de producción, de conducta y de comercialización X, sí. Pero creo que todavía tenemos muchos años de fuerza en las DOs. Y además entiendo que el estar en grupo, sea cual fuera, te ayuda a poder moverte fuera de tu ámbito normal. Ir en grupo ayuda. Sea agrupándote en una DO, sea agrupándote en otra zona concreta o con un nombre común, no lo sé. Pero pienso que solo pocas cosas se pueden hacer ya en el mundo. Povesteam Pablo a fost. Ce cred eu d'aquesta importància pentru un vin să aibă categoria DO, C, dacă este ok să aibă ceva, dacă este atât de important. Și răspund că este, deocamdată este, pentru a asigura o calitate, asigura o formulă, un comportament de la zero până la sticlă. Sunt în Spania deja sau țările în care au cunoștințele peste medie, consumatorul final are cunoștințe peste medie, care, ok, deja a ajuns la, nu mă interesează atât de mult care este DO, și ne uităm la un proiect concret. Ce spuneam la început, ne uităm la un om concret care are un proiect concret și care face un tip de vin care nu neapărat să fie într-un DO sau să aibă o contraetichetă de Reserva, Gran Reserva, Crianza. doar scrie vin de autor, care tradus înseamnă, e vinul pe care îl fac eu, așa cum vreau să-l fac. Și atunci te uiți la calitate, nu doar la ce scrie în etichetă. Dar la fel povesteam că cred că este foarte important în 2021 să nu fii singur. Este foarte greu să faci o chestie singur. Cred că în grup, în echipă, lucrurile se fac mai ușor și un efort comun este capacitatea de a adauga plusuri, ajută mult în orice proiect. Posibil și în viața. Nu cred că singur putem realiza ceva deja mare în era aceasta tehnologică. Vale, Pablo?
Sí, gracias.
A ti.
Thank you. Final question? Any more? Okay. Well, this has been all for this second session, and we hope you have enjoyed and learned so much. We reiterate our thanks to Eduardo and also to Miguel Martínez from ITHEX and all the collaboration in this second training session. See you next week and the next training session. Remember, it's the next Friday. And don't forget to follow the program guidelines and consult any question through the WhatsApp group.
Zoltán, ¿no? La semana que viene, ¿quién es? ¿Zoltán?
Yes, tenemos la próxima semana, el viernes, tenemos otra sesión.
¿Con Zoltán aquí?
No, creo que es la última, con Zoltán.
Okay. No, ¿y con Matarromera cuándo tenéis?
A primeros de junio. Matarromeras primeros de junio.
Okay. Pues os van a gustar.
We hope you enroll with us, Eduardo, in the next sessions.
Muy bien.
If you want.
I'll be in 2 weeks' time. I'm not to speak, but I'll try to be in all of them. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you very much, and thank you again for ITHEX. And don't forget, all of you, don't forget follow the program guidelines and consult any question through the WhatsApp group or your responsible teachers. And have a good weekend. Feliz fin de semana and un sparks de setmana plăcut. I can't speak Romanian, but I'm sure I will learn in the next future.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hasta luego. Gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias.